Hello everybody and welcome back to another playing commentary of Samurai Jack, Season 1, Episode 10. As per usual, there's the outro if you wish to skip that. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. We're now fast approaching the end of the season, and I do wonder how exactly the season, what kind of finale we will have. The show has had a really good tendency to have really amazing battle sequences, and that might be something interesting to see, whether they will have just a one gigantic battle at the end, or whether they will have some build-up and maybe even a two-parter episode. I wouldn't be against that. I would be really excited to see that, considering how much the show does just really good storytelling and story world building and character building. I would be interested to see how the show would handle two-parter episodes. That being said, let's get on with today's episode. I must say, this actually does show one of the greatest advantages of the episodic format, that the show, in my opinion, that does take a very good advantage of, that the other shows really haven't really taken advantage of, or shows that I have seen so far. That is the fact that they can actually have a lot of varied environments and places that they can actually set the stories in, although that is more due to Samurai Jack just being a wandering samurai, so, you know. But still, they take a full advantage of that, and that's pretty cool. And yes, that's just a minor thing there.
Something evil has
I actually kind of dig how much of a sense of humor the show does have about that. That's actually a pretty fun way to play around that rather classical trope, so that's rather clever. This whole sequence has been like out of a video game so far, and that's actually pretty freaking cool, huh? Man, I wonder how well I like how well this series has translated into video games, because certainly this kind of scenario would naturally fit into a game. That's rather cool, I must say.
Why have you done this?
My purpose is to battle.
But then, why would you have traps there if you wanted to battle? Wouldn't it be easier to just have a, hey, come on in, like, welcoming door like that, and just fight them? Yeah, of course it's just a construct, and it's not the final arbiter here yet. It's not the big bad of this episode. Just a mini-boss, so to say.
Unsheathe your sword.
Okay. That's cool. That's pretty freaking cool. Just like, no, screw you. I'm not fighting. You may kill me, I don't care. That's pretty freaking neat.
Continue this fight. Why? For freedom into the past. This land was not always parched and burnt.
Okay, that's a freaking smooth transition there. That's I'm kind of a sucker for interesting presentations of art. This is freaking neat. That's cool. That's just a-okay.
Once a beautiful city thrived in the lush countryside, that to another warrior. And now.
That's a pretty cool backstory. I really hope that this guy survives and comes back later in the series, because I actually am kind of a sucker for the, you know, the generic honorable warrior type.
The only one to survive.
Damn, it's over already. Okay. No, that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty neat. I kind of do like that episode quite a bit, mostly because it just, you know, give a pretty good representation of just another culture that's not often seen. or in my experience, it's not often seen. The whole Norse mythology is not usually shown in such a manner or so that often, and that's pretty good representation of it without actually outright, flat out, just telling us about it. And that's pretty good. So that's actually pretty nice. That's a neat episode, even if I have very little to say about it. It was surprisingly really neat little battle there, if rather simplistic. It's a confirmation that Valhalla exists, and that's pretty cool. There's like confirmation of a bit more magical powers and all that sort of fun little things. It's just confirmation of more magical elements of the show and the world that the show is set in, and that's pretty neat. That's about all I can say, because it's rather simplistic otherwise. But it is still really freaking neat. It's a pretty cool episode overall, and just reminds me of how good the art style and music design in the show can be. It's, yeah, pretty cool. I really do like how much, especially that flashback, kind of, that story inscribed. That was actually a really neat way to transition into it and show it. And it's just... I'm a sucker for creative storytelling methods like that, so I do quite like that. It's not much to say about it, though. It's a pretty good sequence, and basically just a normal, like, very much something that could fit into a video game really freaking well. So, hey, it's all around a pretty solid episode. If a bit, like, just... short on actual content, mostly because of the episodic format, but for an episodic format show, it's really freaking good. A really self-contained, very well structured and paced story. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day and stay awesome. Kanmu out. Thank you very much for watching.